qualifications and assessments that happen in schools, they're a kind of currency that young people take away from them, and we need to make sure that that currency has value.
It's really important that our education system is preparing young people for a future which is going to be very different from the world we know now, and also uncertain in so many ways, and we need to think really carefully about the knowledge and the skills that they're going to need.
How can we persuade all sorts of people to be joining in the discussion about what else matters besides the systems we have at the minute?
People are talking about transforming what we do, and everybody's saying, well, you could transform the buildings, you could transform the curriculum, but if you don't look at the assessment system, you're going to be always doing the things that you were always doing.
The question is, why should governments want to pick up the challenge of transforming assessment?
We're at the sharp end of the education system. Many students who come to us are disaffected, they feel let down, and they feel that they're a failure. And I think one of the reasons the government has to look very carefully at the assessment system is because right now it's too concerned about weighing the pig, and that makes too many students feel that they're failing.
We recognise that assessment really does drive practice, and if assessment is focusing on accountability rather than teaching and learning, then the assessment that are put in place by governments is going to shape the pedagogy that's implemented in the school.
I don't think we should underestimate the power and the voice of the learner in this discussion and debate too, because certainly I think they are frustrated that they cannot, through the current assessment system, show what skills they're getting, such as team building, creativity, innovation, risk taking, that they're desperate to show but don't show in an examination hall. Let's involve the learner in the debate about what can be and should be assessed too.
Looking more at the question of are we doing the right thing nationally? Are we doing the right thing in terms of our global competitiveness? How well are we leading our country? How well are we shaping up against key competitors? How well are we building quality of life for our youngsters?
Creativity, which is a broad term and incorporates lots of different skills, is going to be very important for the future of this country. Many of the so-called linear skills, the linear thinking, are either being automated or they can be done with a cheaper labour force. So I think appealing to the things that government think are important in terms of developing employment skills for the future is a way to get them to look at the assessment system.
We need more emphasis on learning to fail and learning to master something through failure, because where we see the disengagement is where young people hit a hurdle and they just don't have the resilience to overcome it. So having more emphasis on that, both through assessment and through the teaching practice, I think will help ensure that we don't waste talent that is stepping back from the system because they feel that they don't belong.
There seems now to be a consensus generally about what constitute 21st century skills. And the fact is that our current assessment system misses most of those.
I've been wondering, whether instead of going head-on against against what we've got, we should refer to as well as. So not instead of, but as well as, we need other things.
To me, the core issue is pedagogy, the nature of the teaching and learning we need, and to start from the assessment end is working the wrong way. This discussion keeps coming back to the teaching and learning, and it's that relationship between curriculum and pedagogy we want. And then I think we need a radical change in assessment.
One of the things that's at the heart of being, I think, an educated person is developing that intelligent, discriminating and critical ability to be able to think about how you're doing.
The key issue is that for years and years we have not engaged in the accountability argument. And I think it's timely that we actually look at a whole series of other metrics that we can offer from within the profession, from within schools and academies, that actually enable the wider population to hold us to account. We're actually offering something that's substantially better than just whether or not we're getting 30% with 5 A to C's with maths and English. And I think we need to, as a profession, grab that opportunity.
Listen to experts that really want to contribute to developing a system that will actually allow the country to flourish in the 21st century on a global marketplace.
As long as the debate is going on behind closed doors between educationalists and policymakers, it's not an informed debate, it's not something that the whole country is taking part in. And it's really essential we get the debate out there in the public so that when we come to a solution, it's one that is built around consensus, that has broad understanding and support.
There is real move afoot to help youngsters to understand what assessment is and how it can work for them. Governments need to listen across the world and think about better ways of measuring progress for young people and helping the young people themselves to see what matters.